call me Barb. Welcome to Barb on Art. I'm a big fan of art. You know, my kids like make me drawings and shit, and I put them on the refrigerator and on the walls like you're supposed to do, but I mean, my kids kind of suck. You gotta like pretend you like their stuff and everything, but you know, I mean, some are better than others. There's one that, you know, it's really good. Like his stick figures are more proportionate than, you know, the other ones and stuff, but God, I have one kid who's like in special ed, and oh my God, even when he's like 15 years old, he's drawing these like, I can't even draw a house. My God, he's like, the houses are like round and everything. I'm like, Jesus, where do you live? A freaking space saucer, flying saucer? Crap. So anyway, whatever. I mean, I love all my kids equally. You kind of have to say that when you're a parent, but so anyway, but I really, you know, so I watch a lot of TV because I have a lot of kids. I mean, you know, you go around in your slippers and you sit there and, you know, you're like a director when you got kids. You sit there in your chair and, you know, Billy, do this. Jim Jam, do that. You know, Freddie Mercury, do this. So, but, you know, I thought I'd talk about something more sophisticated. Just like this show I love. It's called Sister Wendy, or The Art Nun. I don't remember what it's called, but it's on like, you know, every morning at 2 p.m. And so she's this nun. She lives in England land, and she talks about art. And but she, you know, she speaks British, and it's really hard to understand for, you know, regular people. But she's just a nun. I don't know what she knows about art. Not as much as I do, because I don't know. She's British. I mean, she looks really good, because, you know, the nuns wear, you know, they're in uniform all the time. But so I thought, you know, I could bring a little more information to the masses, the common people. I mean, you know, we're all individuals. I don't mean common like that, but, you know, you and me, right? So, so I went down to my, you know, Time Warner Cable, communications, communicality people, and they gave me a show, Barb on Art. You know, why not? I'm special. They saw something in me, so here I am talking about art to you. I decided to go back into the annals of history, way back in art history, which is when they invented art. Now, the first piece of art that they found for me is called the Venus of Willendorf. I don't know who Dorf is, but Will was a very famous guy. Now, they invented a statue. It was only this big, 4.5 inches big, but it's of this goddess, right? She didn't have any feet. They didn't need feet back then. This is like 1,000 or something years BC, right, before Jesus was born. All right, so it's this lady who's like rotundamundo, right? You know, like she's carrying triplets, and she's got these boobs down to here, like she could throw them over her shoulder and stuff. And, you know, like when they make art back then, it's, you know, like what they think is, you know, gorgeous and stuff. Like none of that. And it was like, you know how they think these like stick figures walking around are the most gorgeous models and shit and crap? And I'm like, what the hell is that? Like, look at these, you know, when man, human man, I don't know what you're supposed to say now, like PC, humankind first developed. These fucking people love these huge women like me when I'm pregnant all the time. I don't know if I'm pregnant now, I can't keep track of it, but like, they worship these women because they have all the fucking babies for all these dudes. Why shouldn't they worship them? Like, how else are we gonna, you know, carry on? So yeah, so this woman, this goddess, Venus of Willendorf, I'm sure like Willendorf, maybe they worked together on this sculpture, I don't know, but I mean, she's probably carrying twins, the deadbeat dads, fathers of each of them twins, and like they took off and they regret it now, and so they wanted to worship her because they weren't paying child support for their goddamn babies, just like my ex, Will. who, you know, was the father of my 4th kid, and he's still not paying child support, even though, you know, we've been to trial 8 times, and, you know, he lives just down the street from me, and I go over there every night, and he's banging this 12-year-old who, she's my cousin, but whatever. I mean, it's not the first time that, Jesus, Will, and then there's David, and I don't think I'm gonna ever hear from him again, and Jesus, God, all of them are deadbeats. I mean, this one that I have in here is probably gonna be a deadbeat too. Grandpa, brother, nephew in there. Jesus. Can I have a moment, please?